So now on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Texas State Representative Gene Wu had made some comments about FBAs and the relationship with Asian people and FBAs. Now, Gene Wu was elected to be head of the Texas Democrats. I think he's the first Asian person to lead the Texas Democrats. But I want you to hear a clip that a lot of people have been talking about, and let's really get into it, because what he's going to admit and what we really need to respond to is something more so it would be in his community and not ours. So let's go ahead and check that out.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African-American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with black blood?
Now, everything, Representative Wu said was spot on. And, the folks got so mad about him saying that, okay? The folks got mad because how dare he give FBAs credit for their success? That's what they were mad about. It was more the folks mad that he said that than even Asian people. Because what Gene Wu said and the other gentleman, we wouldn't even be in this country having these opportunities if it wouldn't be for FBAs. We would be still in our homeland somewhere, dealing with whatever they were dealing with over there. That's number one. Number two, all the rights and privileges that FBAs fought for, all these other groups coming here and benefit off of. That's why we're not taking disrespect from no other group. We're not doing it. Because as he said, and as we all know, it was our blood that was shed in America to give all those rights and privileges and freedom. So all these other groups leaving their homeland to come up here, if it wasn't meant for FBAs, none of them could be in this country. None of them. Because the folks, they want nobody here but Europeans. That is it. All these other groups are coming in mass after the civil rights movement. You understand? So that's why we're going to say put some respect on our name. Now, he mentioned that the Asian community and FBAs don't have the greatest relationship. Let's talk about that. FBAs, when Asians came into our neighborhoods, you were welcomed in. A lot of you came in through refugee status and asylum and things like that because the folks were not allowing Asians. Look at the propaganda of the yellow peril and all of that they said against Asian people. They would call Asian people all kind of names, saying they you talking about the Haitian thing, they talking about they eating the dogs and the cats. Well, they were saying that about Asians. So that's really nothing new coming from the folks' mouth, right? They would say that, they smell and all kind of things. They would call them dirty. I remember some of those ways they would speak about Vietnamese people, because I'm from Port Arthur, so there's a lot of Vietnamese people. And I had Vietnamese people living in my black neighborhood because I remember used to playing with some of the kids. And so the folks weren't allowing Asians to stay around them like that when they came in the 70s and 80s, because we had a lot of Vietnamese people coming in Port Arthur around that time. And what he said about the relationship, see, the deal is, and why he mentioned, if Asians and Latinos, all these other groups realize we have the same oppressor, man, it'll be over with. Well, this is the problem. This is the problem. The majority of the other groups don't look at the folks as an oppressor. They look at them as they gave me a prize to be here. They didn't look at the history like Gene Wu has. Gene Wu got an education in American history. And during his education in American history, he realized FBAs is the reason why all these other groups are here. FBAs is the reason why all of you are enjoying success and everything. We're not saying that FBAs took your college, test. We're not saying FBAs wouldn't work your business, but you wouldn't even have an opportunity to have a business. You wouldn't have an opportunity to be in a school. And then to make insult to injury, you team up with Edward Bloom to mess up affirmative action, and then you end up hurting yourselves. FBAs fought for that too. And you fought for that listening to the folks. I don't know why you other groups listen to the folks, but listen, I know why, because you want white validation. And that's still a problem in our community, but it's not as bad as it is in the other communities. The Asian community, a lot of them bought into the model minority. They say it's a myth, and it is a myth, because there's no such thing as a model minority with these people. Look at during the time of the pandemic. Look at how the folks was attacking Asian people. They was attacking them. It wasn't us. It was them. A lot of them got a rude awakening into racism, white supremacy because of the pandemic. You understand? So the folks have always attacked other groups of people that's not them. And the FBAs has always been the one to come up and show up and stand up for people. Now, today, we kind of, looking more at ourselves. We realize other groups haven't reciprocated, so we're chilling. But y'all notice something with the delineation movement happening? You wouldn't have had this, Gene Wu come out to say that until the delineation movement happened. You have other groups that's mad. You had the Palestinians upset because we said, nah, we cool. I'm gonna let y'all handle that. You had people, in the Jewish community upset saying, why aren't y'all saying anything? Say, nah, we're gonna just focus on the FBA business. We're gonna make sure we good. But we've been neglecting our own, in our community. And notice how everybody has been upset and mad because we have been known as the people to come save everybody. And now we're keeping our energy and saving ourselves now. And now everybody want to start admitting the truth. Oh, it was FBAs and, oh, man, it wasn't meant for them. And we don't have a good relationship. Why are you even analyzing a relationship? Because FBAs have removed themselves from the conversation. We have removed ourselves out of everything. And they noticing the big hole that is there with FBAs not being there. They're realizing that. And they're starting to realize they can't really do much in America with them folks without FBAs. You're going to have more and more of these groups, especially when Trump come in office. It's going to be a lot of them trying to creep up. Hey, bro. Hey, FBA, I've always been down with y'all. I mean, them people racist, man. I don't get down with them. We looking at them like, where you come from? It's going to be all them other groups doing that. Watch. You watch and see. They're going to be coming to FBAs here. They're begging to try to get into the cookout, begging to try to hang with FBAs. They're going to be begging because them folks going to show them real quick what they think. When them folks talk about replacement, right, being replaced, do you really think that they want to be replaced with Latinos, Arabs, Asians, East Indians? You really think they want to be replaced with those people? It's not just Africans and Caribbeans and FBAs. No. Anyone that's not them, they don't want to be, quote unquote, replaced with. Why do you think they went in on Vivian Ramaswamy when he was advocating for more of his people to come here through an H-1B visa? They don't want a bunch of East Indians here because they way too dark. They don't want them. You understand? Now, they'll mess with them if they, acting like a little sellout. But Vivian Ramaswamy found out real quick what them folks thought about him. Real quick in real time. You understand? The only type of model minority you could be unless you're parroting their talking points, racist talking points. If you're parroting white supremacy talking points. That's the only time you are a model minority. A black person can be a model minority if you do that. Right? When Candace Owens is spewing white supremacist talking points, she's a model minority. But if Candace Owens ever got out of line and started really advocating for black folks, then she would be hated. It's just that simple. So I do agree everything what Gene Wu says, but it's on them to fix the relationship with FBAs. It's not on us. Listen, we don't have to repair no relationship that we didn't mess up. We did our part to help everybody. So if somebody talking about making amends, that's on you. That's on you. People in his community come out of neighborhoods, they don't even hire us. They don't break bread. They don't do a whole lot of things. Sometimes in these gas stations or wherever, they're allowing all kind of criminal behavior that they should not be allowing. Brothers and sisters in the community say, hey, man, don't allow that criminal behavior over here. They don't care, but when they go to their neighborhood, they're not allowing it. So no, Representative Wu is on your community. Now, I could sit down and talk with Representative Wu. He gonna be truthful like that. I could. But what's the next step forward? Now you hear the Texas Democrats. What are you gonna do for Black Americans then? Are you gonna speak up? Are you gonna call for an anti-Black hate crime bill? Are you gonna speak on some reparations? Like what are we talking about here? That's the questions I have for him. I would love to sit down and talk with him. Just kind of see where his head is at on some things. But that lip service is great, and the Democrats are great at giving lip service.